think probably the success of the first time I did it was weighed heavily on my decision to do it. I actually find I'm motivated more when I'm with a group or with I'm working with my wife on the same project, and she wanted to do it, and it didn't take much to convince me that it was about time I took it up again. What happens is sometimes you can sort of lose track of what you were doing before, and I thought I needed to be rejigged, if you like. It's good, to be able to revisit the what we were doing before and calibrate our dieting together. It's been really good for both my wife and I. We're doing 6 weeks leading up to it, 5 weeks leading up to it online. So to me, it didn't really matter. Well, by the time I got to the 6 week, it would be nice to catch up with people, but like the fact that I was still sort of seeing them anyway, online. It didn't matter that I wasn't there face to face, because the vast majority of the time you spend is online, checking in and monitoring how you're going. And I think we're probably going to continue. We had a little sort of piece of paper we had in the bathroom, and every time we weighed ourselves, we'd write it down, and it was sort of one of those things we'll probably keep going, not maybe every day, but, having regular intervals. I think it's really important. What I found is that you can lose, you can actually sort of blow out very easily if you don't keep tabs on things, especially at our age. So the difference is that once you stop working, you stop exercising. Usually, well, not exercising, but you're not using your body as much. Where I was working, I was doing a lot of walking, and I do 10 to 15,000 steps just by the fact I was at work. That's actually doesn't when you retire, you can't guarantee you're going to get that 10 or 15,000 in a day. So, therefore you're automatically in the debit side with regards to exercise. So for me, it was to try to increase that exercise side, which I had, and get into a routine. And the program, made me, motivated me to be able to do the exercise. It was just meeting certain goals and stuff like that, which I know can sound a bit corny, but to me it worked. For me, it worked. I was I was I was actually challenging myself. I wasn't challenging other people. I was challenging myself. So the first time I did it, I achieved more weight loss than I did this time, but I achieved greater fitness this time, or a transition to fitness. Whereas before I was agile and I could run anyway. This time I was recovering from an operation, starting from a zero base of walking. In fact, it took my first walk during the, when I was doing the course. So therefore it was a big step up for me. You're working with people who have knowledge of this situation, like you and your team have far more knowledge about what to do in if you're wanting to, improve your fitness or improve your weight loss, etc. You are people who we can consult with. So we had the experts around us, which was good. And the other thing is that it was just good having being accountable. Some people don't like being accountable, but I think if you're not, for me, I found it a motivating factor, not a something to be threatened by. The encouragement from everyone, I thought, was one of the other factors. That everyone is so positive and supportive of one another, which is when you retire and you're by yourself at home, or you don't lose, you sometimes lose contact with people, like-minded people. When you're on all of us are doing the same thing. We're trying to improve our fitness and our health in general. I was more independent before, and I felt I could do it myself. Now I realise as you get older, you need assistance. Well, you get a lot of, you know, solutions out there on the internet on how to do diet or how to get fit quickly, and there's advertising on TV with all sorts of contraptions and exercise machines, etc. But I think this is just really stripped it back to its simplest solution, and the most likely, I thought, was to achieve success. And it really does bloody work. It does. I could understand the logic behind what we're doing, and I could see the results.